And Eric Tabor. We're going to be talking about the CJ Cup Byron Nelson Classic. I guess that's the best way to say it. I'm not sure which way we pronounce things these days. They keep changing every year, so that's what I've got. It's an interesting one. This is a very weak field and a lot of like chalk that just seems funky, and it's going to be one of those again where I'm going to probably play cheaper guys just because I think it's going to be so easily to middle out your build. And I think it's a good one to leave money on the table. So that would be my first look. Sheets, what are your thoughts?
First of all, I know you said you were going to play a couple of lineups. Did you do anything in that team thing last week or no?
I didn't end up getting to it at all. And also, I'm glad I didn't, because I don't know if you saw what happened. Did you see what happened?
No.
The guys who won. So I tried to build one lineup, and I wanted to see, okay, if I try to put two guys from the same team on, it's not going to let me. I want to make sure that happens. And they wouldn't let me. Obviously, they said, no, you got to go redo it. But the guy who won somehow had the same guys from the same lineup. So DraftKings had a glitch, and somehow those were the winning lineups. So they had to correct everything. That's why.
Wait. Say that again.
Somehow it worked for some people to put two players from the same team in your lineup, so you got double the points.
Oh wow!
So those were the winners. So that's why they didn't pay. It was like a full 24-hour till they paid out kind of a thing, because they couldn't figure out what to do.
Well, it was good. So I broke my 19-week classic slate losing streak last week by not playing. That's how I broke it. So make sure that you continue to tail me in Showdown, and not in Classic, but going to continue to talk about who we like and see what's up. One thing about this, like you mentioned, it's a course that's short, that rewards accuracy and probably going to get some good scores. And it's a weak field with, like you said, I don't want to say suspicious chalk, but it's just surprising to the eye to see some of these prices of some of these guys also carry the ownership, and we'll get to that, right now. Actually, I guess we'll start with we can just go with 9K and up, right? Because there's only two.
I think so. I think we should pull up your screen.
Yeah, we'll do that right now. Yeah, so Zalatoris, who is probably the best player in the field, he's out. So, oh wow, it's a lot of 9Ks and up. So let's talk about 10Ks and up as far as this goes.
Okay, cool. I'll do it real quick, because here's my thoughts. I'm not playing these guys.
Well, this is what I was going to say. Are you guys prepared for like a world where, Siwoo Kim is well, he's going to be like 1,000 or 500 less than these two guys, and he's getting this projection like he's going to win the Masters by 15 strokes. So as a result, you're going to get, if you were so inclined, you're going to get Spieth and Day at pretty low ownership, I think, if that's your thing. I am kind of with.
You really think that?
I do. I'm kind of with the fields on fading them. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking here and I'm seeing, like I see Jason Day with like 13% ownership, which is like nothing for the top guy. Actually, I do see Spieth getting 17, so I guess people are going to play him.
Goldie's got 22 for what it's worth, but I hear you. Yeah.
I guess the name value still carries something. But as far as like rating them, I mean, I'm with you. I don't really get either of these guys. I have guys that are cheaper that are just a better raw projections, and to save the money. So, but I'm not like that down on him. You know what I mean? Like if I got to Jason Day at half the ownership, maybe of like an Adam Scott, we get there. That wouldn't hurt. That wouldn't bother me too much. But I agree. I think Spieth and Day are pretty much overvalued at their price relative to like what everybody else is doing here. You want to do 9K?
Yeah. So I've got the my three favorites. I'm going to eat some chalk, because I'm going to have some things that are just completely not chalky. So, and it's hard not to eat like a little chalk, because everybody, if you're spending anywhere near like within 5,000 of your salary, you're going to have to play some of these guys, or you're going to probably end up playing some of these guys. I like Siwoo, Minwoo, and Benyan as my three favorites. And if I had to pick a fourth, it would probably be Alex Noren or Adam Scott. But I don't mind, like I like the whole range, and I can be overweight on it because I'm going to be underweight some of the 8K stuff. Tom Kim would be, I guess Tom Kim would be up there for me too. Tom Kim actually feels like a pretty good play. So I guess those would be it. It would be Kim, Lee, and Kim. Double Kim and on and
pretty
Lee.
much, you mentioned all the entire range.
No, I didn't say Hoagie and Jaeger and
Yeah, I was going to say, with the exception of Hoagie and Jaeger, and let me talk about them because I think those are both pretty interesting plays. First of all, Minwoo Lee. Again, if you're into this kind of thing, his like skill set is not exactly designed to benefit from this setup.
Yep.
But that keeps his ownership low. That's great too. The kind of cool I thought was going to be the kind of the cool pivot off of Siwoo Kim was going to be Tom Hoagie, but that's not going to be no bargain either. Like I currently see Siwoo Kim at like 30% ownership, and then I got Hoagie at like 17. So it's not like Hoagie's that big of a pivot. But I agree with pretty much all the guys you said, like Jaeger as well. The way I have them ranked, I have Siwoo rated number 1, and then Norin and Kim, and then Jaeger, and I have them all rated pretty high in the board because, again, we're not playing the 10K, so you got to spend somewhere. I will ask kind of rhetorically, though. There's no answer to this, but listen, we've been playing Siwoo Kim at cheap prices, because he in certain situations he was an accurate type of guy. Is he ready to get there at 9,800 at 30% ownership? You know what I mean? Like, is he ready for that? I mean, he doesn't realize that that's what he's being challenged to do here. He's just playing golf, but is a guy that we kind of like to play as kind of a goof sometimes, ready to be the highest owned guy on the slate, not at 7,600, but the highest guy on the slate, not at 8K, which he has been, but the highest guy on the slate at 9,800. I don't know if he's ready for it, but we're going to find out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, but it's not like anybody else is that much lower owned than he is. That's the problem I'm having, like, it's like, okay, so you're getting 20% owned guy instead of a 27% owned guy or whatever. I think these guys are going to somebody's going to end up eating it. Maybe Siwoo ends up like at 40 or something, but most of these guys are going to be pretty popular enough to where I don't see like an exact, like a pivot that I love. So I guess that's sort of what my issue was. What do you like in the 8K range?
I got 3 guys that I like in the 8K range. One is Adam Shank. Another is Mark Hubbard, and the other one is Aaron Rye. Again, same issue, not issue, but same thing with Keith Mitchell as Minwoo Lee. I mean, he hits it really, really far, and I'm not saying that hitting it far is bad, but it just doesn't take advantage of that aspect of his game enough for me to get too overweight on him. So I'll be a little under on him, I imagine. So for me, it would be Shank, Hubbard, and Rye.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with the Shank thing. I like McNeely the most in this range, and that's partially because he's lower owned. I also think that you can make an argument that he should be in the 9Ks. I really don't know, since we're doing things. So I would say Shank, Mitchell, and Matt McNeely as my 3 favorites here. But I do like Keith Mitchell. I think that he's the other one you can do to get off of some of the 9K stuff, but you're not going to get like a huge. I mean, he'll be lower owned. He'll be lower owned. Basically, the cheaper they get, the lower owned they're going to be.
Who's your favorite of the 7,600 to 7,900? Or 75 to 79.
I think Doug Gim is probably my favorite, but he's going to have the ownership. I think Ben Griffin as a slightly lower owned option. And I think that my next favorite would be Bo Hostler. I don't have a huge differentiator at these price points. If I had to pick one that was a little fringy, it would be Chan Kim.
Yeah, so the guy that I think is going to be higher owned than people think, well, you mentioned one of them, Gim will be owned, but I think that the Davis Thompson's going to be owned too. He's showing up in a lot of different models and a lot of projections and all that stuff. So I think he's gonna show up as maybe a little higher owned, but I do like him and Gim too. The guy that you mentioned at the very end was kind of my differentiator for a while, and that's the Chan Kim. I definitely like that. And then just to steal kind of Rick's thunder, he made a pretty good case for Thorbjorn Olsen. So, and that's kind of good enough.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's like I didn't think about it.
So I like that. So if I had to prioritize, I would say Kim, Olsen, Gim, and Thompson would be my selections from this group.
I like that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What do you got between 7 and 75?
Between 7 and 75, not much, if you want to know the truth.
That's what everybody's going to have. Exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, I mean, Lashley rates all right. Schmidt rates all right. I mean, but they all look the same to me. You know, Quest, Novak, Pendrith, Stevens, Lauer. I mean, I literally have them all rated around the same. So just pick the lowest owned. But as I think you're kind of alluding to, they're all going to be low owned. So yeah, maybe that's what you're supposed to do. Maybe you're supposed to, you know, to get a little underweight on the Gim, Thompson, you know, deal, and pay down for some of these like slightly lower projected but much lower owned 7,400 and below guys.
Yeah, and it's interesting because my favorite guy in this range is, I mean, this is not a joke. This is not like a gimmick or something, but it's SH Kim. So far, every player I've got 5 Kims now that I'm in on.
Love it.
We might just go all Kims. What about that? Have you ever seen a leaderboard with all Kims on it? It could happen. How about all Kims and a CT Pan or something?
How about we got to throw an M with the Kim?
An M with the Kim. One thing also that stood out to me though about this lower range, Andrew Novak, just based on how good he was early in the season, we've seen him as multiple times this year be a top 5 guy and be the same cheap unowned thing that no one's looking at. So Andrew Novak is a guy who I'm definitely interested in. Other than that, it's Pan and Kim, and I don't mind the idea if you want to play Joseph Bramlett also. That's pretty much all there.
Yeah, so you could play 5 Kims.
Yeah,
if you want, and then have 9,300 left for Benny On if you want that.
All the Kims and the On, yeah. Why not?
You don't have M. You have Kims and Ons.
Guys, just so you know, I'm probably not going to do this actually, but if this actually hits, I feel like I'm going to get in trouble with DraftKings.
I just have a feeling I'm going to get canceled for even talking about this anymore.
Okay,
so
stop.
So why don't we go on to something else?
We'll move on to something else.
Yeah.
Under 7K.
All right, so I got a couple. Lanto Griffin at 6,700. I mean, these aren't like amazing plays, but showing up. Bryce Garnett, I guess, at 6,800. And then here's a guy I've never heard of, so maybe he'll be like 1% owned. Is Chandler Phillips?
He's been good lately.
Oh, he has. Oh, okay.
No, but I still don't think you're going to worry about ownership or anything. But he played pretty well a couple times.
What about the Stranger? Not the Stranger. It's the Stanger. The Stanger. The Jimmy Stanger. Is he any good? I don't know. Yeah. So I'll go Lando Griffin and Ryan Moore. He's always good for pretending he'll make the cut when he doesn't. So Lanto Griffin, Ryan Moore, Chandler Phillips. Those would be my top 3.
Yeah, I've got the Woos, Dylan, and this is, I'm not just doing this because of the name, guys.
We're in big trouble.
No, it's okay. These are the guys I'm playing. I'm not messing around with this. The Woo lineups have been good to me. Look, they're both super cheap. I don't think there's a huge gap between them and everybody else. And then I'm going to go with, as you would say, Bad Hat Joel Dahman, but
I like that.
Bucket Hat Joel Dahman, Parker Cootie. I forgot to mention at 7K. And Carson Young at 6,500 seems ridiculous.
We'll go back to this one, huh?
Carson Young has been good to us. So I don't see a huge gap between those guys, and I am going to be very happy to leave plenty of money on the table for whatever entries I do play.
If we play Carson Young and Kason Wallace, and then Carson Hocevar and Gull in NASCAR.
Carson who? Hocevar? Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah. So anyway, this is what content has come to when you've lost 19 straight classic slates. Is doing like my wife, being like my wife in the Super Bowl, like who has the best looking uniforms. You know what I mean? Like this is what we're doing now. But I will say this, and I will shout out to Mr. Sheets on this one. And I've told this story before, but we were the year that Tom Brady won that first Super Bowl against the Rams, that when they were the underdog. we were watching the game down in the, watching it downstairs, and Stacy didn't know the players, didn't know anything. And they introduced the Rams, and the Rams offense came out right from the tunnel, and they came out, with Kurt Warner and Isaac Bruce and whoever else, right? And then they announced the New England, and the whole team came out of the tunnel together. And Stace says, "Oh, that's awesome! They're gonna win." So there it is.
That's a good one. And people who don't remember, that was like a 2-touchdown spread too. They were like 14-point underdogs in that Super Bowl, one of the biggest ones ever. I believe, and maybe it was a little less than that, but it was a lot.
All right, so let's go through this shit show, and let's do our little our contest here. I've been pretty good with this piece. So who's going to win the tournament? I think the answer is nobody. But who's actually going to win?
All right, I'm just going to take a weird one. I like the kid. He's been sort of up and down lately. I'm going to say Tom Kim.
All right, I'm gonna do the troll. I'm going to say, listen, the last tournament the guy probably wants to win will be this one. So I'll say Jordan Spieth.
So you got Spieth, okay?
Yeah.
And then I can still use another 9K guy, right?
Yeah. So who'd you take?
I took Kim.
Look at this. There it is. You took Kim. That's great. Look at my board.
I took Tom Kim, which feels wrong.
T Kim. Okay.
Tom Kim and Siwoo are both there for me, but I like both of them. All right. My other one to top 5, and I would consider him actually probably the best chance to win of the guys who I was considering. But I think Jaeger, as you mentioned, I think that was one I just forgot to mention earlier, but I do like Jaeger quite a bit.
I'll go for, and we can still go 9K and up for top 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Top 5. He's got to put one together. Oh, I was going to go with your guy, but I'll go with somebody else.
No, go with my guy. I don't know who that is.
He just can't. He hasn't done anything. I was gonna go with your Tom Kim, but use him for top 5. But he's got to show me something. All right, I'll do the stupid model play. I'll go Tom Hoagie. Why not?
Okay. I do think he is a model play.
These model plays will get like 13th though. They're not getting 3.
Yeah.
So under 9K to top 10.
Mav McNeely, and that's going to be one way to get a little different, I think. So.
Yeah, it could be anybody here. I'll go with the I'll go with Aaron Rye. Why not?
Okay. All right.
You have Adam Shank with a 21% ownership.
I know that seems a little excessive to me, but yeah. All right, under 8K to top 20. What's that? What is it?
Yeah. Under 8K to top 20.
Under 8K to top 20. I guess I'm going a little chalky on this one. I'm going to go Doug Gim.
Yep. And I'm going to go Davis Thompson with the other one.
All right.
So model plays everywhere for me. So here's just so you guys. So here's like the model plays. So the model plays are going to be Siwoo Kim. It's going to be Tom Hoagie. It's going to be Doug Gim. It's going to be Davis Thompson. Those are the those are all like, and probably the Adam Shank. So these are like the hipster plays of the week, like all 5 of these. So
yeah.
You want to get really chalky, like play these guys. It's like,
yeah, but at the same time, we can get different elsewhere.
Yep.
We're gonna go under 7K to make the cut.
Yeah, it's a tough group. But then again, it's not like they have to make the cut over like Scotty Scheffler. You know what I mean? Like
right. Who you got?
Just to make the cut. All right. Just to make the cut. I'll go down to Nick Hardy just to make the cut.
Oh my God, that was not what I was expecting.
Just Nick Hardy
mentioned. I'm gonna say SH Kim.
Beautiful.
I mean, that's just who I like. I don't,
Yeah.
Bill Dahman was my next guy, but I didn't want to just say a name because I didn't want to say Kim again.
All right. Who over 9K to miss the cut? I mean, you can pay all of them, but.
All right. I'll take your winner. I'm going to go Jordan Spieth.
Love it. And I'm going to go with one of yours, and I'm going to go, well, not from this contest. I'm going to go Minwoo Lee.
All right. Sounds good. Well, good luck to everybody this weekend. We have real golf coming up soon. We got the PGA Championship coming up pretty soon, so that should be a lot of fun.
Actually, you know what? Let's do something else. Let's go to the betting streets here, and we'll put something in. Let's see what this looks like. Somebody's got to be good. Like besides Jordan Spieth at 14-1. You know what I mean? Like in this field, somebody's got to be good. Did you say like Mackenzie Hughes? Is that your guy?
I didn't say anything about Mackenzie Hughes, but maybe I should have.
We could go Aaron Rai at 55-1.
That's not a bad bet.
You could go the aforementioned Doug Gim at 70-1.
Yeah, it's possible.
Or the Rick play, the Thorbjorn Olsen at 90-1.
That might not be a bad idea, actually. That one.
Now we're doing. You know what? We're in. We're gonna do it. So we're gonna play Thorbjorn. I just to prove that we're gonna do it. Thorbjorn Olsen. Should I do two of them? Yeah, I'm gonna do two of them. So we're gonna do Thorbjorn Olsen, 50 to win, 4,500, and then, then we're gonna go with Aaron Rai chalk at 55-1.
Aaron Rai, yeah, the chalk 55-1.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Just out of curiosity, what is Tom Kim on there?
Tom Kim is 28-1.
Yeah, not good enough.
I wonder if you could get a heads up. You get Benny On is chalkier than Tom Kim.
Yeah, he's been playing much better.
I guess
so. But I do think, I mean, Tom Kim he's just a baby. He's gonna get there.
Tom Kim has win upside for sure.
Yeah, and he's done it a couple times. So all right, man. Well, good luck today. Good luck, everybody, and we'll see you.